You're watching Fugitive Red-Eye, and welcome to another movie review. Today I'll be reviewing Hey Arnold, the Jungle Movie. I'm doing two versions of this review, a spoiler version and a non-spoiler version. They'll be very much the same video, only having different summaries of the plot. Plus, the spoiler version will have more analysis, because some of my critiques do involve plot points that would be considered spoilers. But anyway, this is the spoiler version, so here's the spoiler version of the plot. Hey Arnold, the Jungle Movie begins with Arnold and his class winning a trip to San Lorenzo, which is the country his parents disappeared in. In San Lorenzo, they meet up with Eduardo, the guy who was the friend to his parents before they were taken by pirates. Eduardo takes them on a ship, and then they get seemingly ambushed by pirates, and they have to take rapids to get away. After they clear the rapids, Eduardo reveals he's not actually Eduardo, but is in fact the pirate who fought against Arnold's parents all those years ago, La Sombra, which if my Spanish is correct means the sleep, which I think is fitting because a major plot point involves a sleeping sickness. La Sombra captures them, and he holds them hostage, and some funny stuff happens. And then eventually Arnold and Helga and a couple others escape, and they go out looking for Arnold's parents. They come across the Green Eyes, which are the friends of Arnold's parents that had the sleeping sickness in the first place. It turns out that all the green-eyed adults are asleep, as are Arnold's parents, and the kids are left running the town. Arnold, of course, has the key to this treasure called the corazon, which of course means the heart, which is a golden heart that is actually used to activate the cure. However, La Sombra steals that heart, and when they kill him, yes, they actually kill him, like, they actually fucking kill the pirate. It's pretty cool. When they kill him, the heart falls off the cliff with him. Luckily, Helga's locket works well enough to activate the cure. Arnold's parents are woken up, Arnold and Helga kiss, and they realize that they love each other. They return home. Helga starts acting like normal again, where she's mean to Arnold. And Arnold's parents kind of follow him around and can't stand to be away from him. So yeah, that's the spoiler version of the plot, albeit in a very condensed form. There's obviously a lot of things I had to leave out, but I didn't want to make this a super long review, so... But anyway, let's move on to my actual analysis. So, let's start with the plot. I think the plot was excellent. This is a plot we've been waiting for nearly 10 years, because the Jungle Movie was supposed to be made back in '98, if I'm not mistaken. So the plot is very much what it needed to be, and it's exactly what I wanted it to be. And most of the original cast returned. There were, of course, people who had died, gotten too old to do their voices anymore, and things like that, but overall, it had a lot of the original actors. This movie's tone was just like the show. It has a lot of emotion and a lot of good humor. It has a lot of that '90s humor. A little thing I do want to note, though, is this has clearly made the show anachronistic now. If you don't know what anachronistic means, it means it has plot elements from different time periods that contradict each other, so it can't take place in either time period. For instance, Big Bob still runs a beeper emporium, yet cell phones and Wi-Fi are a thing. Smartphones, to be specific, because Rhonda has a smartphone. Which actually leads to my favorite joke in the whole movie, ironically. But that joke is when they're in the pirate camp, and, she says, "I bet this rat hole doesn't even have Wi-Fi," and La Sombra says, "Oh, it does." And she's like, "Really?" And he's like, "But I'm not telling you the password." And she's like, "You monster!" And he's like, "How did you know that? Now we've got to change the password." Another thing is as with always in Hey Arnold, the best of the humor always comes from the side characters. If you don't know, my favorite character in Hey Arnold has always been Brainy, followed closely by Curly. You get plenty of Brainy and Curly in this movie, though. Brainy's actually very important to the plot, and Helga at one point throws her locket in the river because she's mad that Arnold wasn't interested in her at first, and Brainy dives in after it and grabs the locket. If it weren't for Brainy, they couldn't have used her locket for the cure. My only real criticism of this is there's a couple other characters I think should have gotten more screen time, such as Oscar. I love Oscar, but he wasn't really relevant to the plot at all. I liked that this movie had a lot of callbacks to previous episodes. They recreated famous scenes like the turtle, and they mentioned the Pigeon Man and a few other things. Also in this movie, Arnold is revealed to have a last name. His last name is Shortman, which is funny because his grandpa has always referred to him as Short Man. I really like the scene where Helga revealed her feelings to Arnold. It was done way better than it was in the theatrical movie, because the theatrical movie also had a scene where she revealed her feelings, but then later said, "Oh, I'm just kidding," even though she kissed him in the theatrical movie too, so whatever. I've always thought that Arnold kind of knew that Helga liked him, and they do confirm that in this movie too. But anyway, the Jungle Movie is a perfect throwback to Hey Arnold, and it feels like another episode. Another thing I felt was kind of weird is the way his parents act at the end. They follow him around and, like, they don't want to leave him. And, like, they just stay outside the school waiting for him all day. I just think that's weird and kind of creepy. I mean, I get they've been away from him for 9 years, but still. But anyway, yeah, that's my review of the Jungle Movie. I really enjoyed it, and I think everyone should check it out if they get the chance. This has been Fugitive Red-Eye, and you have a great day.